show respect.
That doesn't answer the question.
It does in Vaelwyn. Show them neither black nor white. He looked ahead and gave no chest. For once he understood the rest. No lie was part of what I gave. No softened birth, no shade to save. I would not teach my son to hide the living truth he bore inside. Yet the veil remembered me. Veil and deep, your guarded thread, your love green, your buried dead. I knew the vow and knew the cost was entered here, couldn't leave us lost. Red earth and Celea, Nord blue structure stirred beneath the floor. The silence opened at my hand, one breath permitted through the land. Only enough, only this way. We crossed. I sealed the veil and closed the way. At first one woman turned her head, then every ordinary tread fell out of rhythm, gaze by gaze, until the whole path seemed to change. They saw the hair, they saw the eyes, they saw what should not harmonize. Dracar, Solarian, one frame, then words arrived without a name. Forbidden, she opened the veil for him. Vaelwyn brought an outsider inside. Send him back, this cannot remain here. Shame, the Lord demands judgment. Leave, it moved from mouth to mouth like rain, and hardened to a single strain. Leave, some saw in Kale a living breach. Some judged the house that gave him reach. An elder turned and left its speed. I knew exactly whom they'd need.
Enough.
The word was quiet. It stopped everyone. My father crossed the space they opened for him, and he did not look at Kale. He looked at me. That was worse. Anger, disbelief, concern beneath both, and a hurt he would rather have hidden from every witness there. For one moment, I knew the question he would never ask aloud. Why did you force me to be the authority before I could be your father?
Tell me you did not lower the veil for him.
I did.
You know what you have done.
I know exactly what I have done. I told him what was spreading beyond old boundaries, the contamination creatures altered past the limits of their own bodies, Dracron. The nodes, the pressure around the fracture structures that answered Vaelwyn blood. Then the statue, it bore a name Elyra Vaelwyn, and he left words behind. The crowd reacted not with recognition but with absence. Who? Vaelwyn? There is no Elyra Vaelwyn. There has never been an Elyra in the line. My father changed, barely, but I knew his face.
Silence.
This time the word was not for anger.
This matter belongs to House Vaelwyn. Leave us.
No one argued. The square emptied until only 3 of us remained. Only then did my father look at Kale. His jaw gave one small tremor. Gone so quickly I might have missed it if I had not spent my childhood learning the difference between his silence and his restraint. He studied Kale. His attention passed the hair and the mismatched eyes. It settled on the face.
Is this the grandson you spoke of?
Yes, my son, Kale. Kale stepped forward and used the greeting I had taught him.
Very soon, can Lily's Vaelwyn Lefalnad.
Then he bowed. Too little. Enough to meet the form, not enough to suggest submission. Something crossed my father's face again. Not anger.
Speaking our language does not make you one of us, nor does it give you the right to remain in Vale Allen.
Kale straightened.
Good. I didn't come here to stay.
His eyes crossed the carved halls and high branches.
And I didn't come here to bow.
I looked at him. He noticed.
I came to find out what you erased.
I had spent half the road teaching him how not to speak here. I said nothing. Because this was Kale. And because I wanted the answer too. My father looked from him to me.
You say Elyra left words behind.
He did.
Then do not tell me what you think they meant. Give me his words.
Kale's expression changed. When he spoke again, the language was not Elvish.
Kreth Namur, Kreth Usk.
The sounds were Aloran's dried, exact built differently from ours. My father went still. Kale looked directly at him. Then in that same language,
Tavik Sekilek Nai.
Vaelwyn answered.
It ran under bridges, through old roots and carved stone, too bright to follow and to persist. For chaos, the protection shuddered.
Every growing arcane I knew fled awake at once.
Kale turned sharply, something was coming. He raised one hand on instinct.
The light converged.
Wood struck his palm.
A staff stood there. Noble hope.
Kale stared at his face.
What the hell is this?
I did not answer.
I was watching my father.
He had almost stopped breathing, and before I could ask why, my father had spoken of it often enough, that I knew every word of its return. It had crossed into Vale Allen in another man's hands. And from that day onward, something in my father had never truly returned. I looked from the old wood to the young man holding it. The face was wrong, the age was wrong, the eyes were wrong. But memory does not require perfection. I had never forgotten Elyra.